Okay, we had a square pyramid on the U-try with a height of 11.5. And so when we plug that into the formula, it's 11.5 for the height. The volume they told us in the story problem was 862.5. So we're just plugging that into the 1/3 BH formula. So when I combine like terms, those multiplication order doesn't matter. So 1/3 of 11.5 comes out to be 3.83 repeating times b equals 862.5. Then I'm going to divide both sides by that 3.83, and it comes out perfectly if I use all those decimal places in my calculator to be 225. Now, here's the thing. The question is not what is the area of the base, it's what is the side length of the base. And we know because this is a square on the bottom for the base, that both sides would be the same length. So essentially, this is 225 equals side times side, or in other words, side squared, right, to find the area of that base. So if I want to find the length of one side, I'm going to square root both sides, and one side would equal 15 centimeters, right? Centimeters, yes. Okay, the next thing is stepping it up a notch. We're talking about frustrums. And a frustrum is basically when you have a cone or a pyramid or maybe even a prism, and you just chop off the top of it, right? So here I have a pyramid frustrum and a cone frustrum, and they're both just like a pyramid with its top and a cone with its top cut off. And so there's a formula for frustrums. Now, let's see, does it matter? I think this formula, yeah, is only for when the plane is cut off so that your bases are parallel. So notice in both the pyramid and also the cone that the top and the bottom are parallel planes. If it's cut slanty, this formula wouldn't work anymore. All right, so what's complicated about this formula is it has all these different variables, but you have side formulas where you have to find the area of one of the bases and the area of the other base, right? So to find the area of a rectangular base, right? So base 1 on this first frustrum, 13 times 6 is how we would find the top here. So that gives us 78. And then we're going to find base 2, the area of the bottom frustrum, which is what, 19.5 times 9. And so that comes out to 175.5. Okay, and now we're ready for our big formula. That volume is equal to 1/3 the height of the frustrum times the sum of the bases plus the square root of the product of the bases. Whew. Okay, so here we go. We've got 1/3. Our height, it seems, of our frustrum, our height has to be perpendicular to both bases, is that 5 there. So 1/3 times 5, parentheses, B1 is 78, plus B2 is 175.5. We're pulling those from over here when we already calculated those, plus the square root of 78 times 175.5. Okay, so order of operations would say do what's in the parentheses first, and even more specifically, I'll need to do what's underneath the square root first. So 78 times 175 is 13,689 rather. I'm going to go ahead and add 78 plus 175.5 to get 253.5. All that in parentheses times 1/3 times 5. Okay, from there, I'm going to go ahead and take the square root of 13,689, which comes out to exactly 117. I'm going to add that to the, oh, come on, calculator. I'm going to add that to the 253.5.